So today we will be talking about esophagus. So basically what is esophagus? So esophagus is a tube, right, which is present on the posterior side. It is present on the posterior side, right? So let me show you the diagram of the. So as you can see in the given diagram, like here we are having this trachea, right? This is trachea, right? Now you can see this tube is known as esophagus. This tube is known as esophagus. Here it is. This tube is known as, this whole tube is known as esophagus. So let's talk about the size of this esophagus. So basically it is like 20 to 40 centimeter long, 25 to 40 centimeter long, like, and it varies from age to age, from the height to height of the person, right? And its width is almost like, width is 2 centimeter, right? And generally if we talk about it, what's the location of this esophagus, right? So the location over here is like, it starts from thoracic cavity and its end to abdominal cavity. Like this can be the basic anatomy or basic location. Like it starts from the upper thoracic cavity, like it starts from thoracic cavity, and its end, and it ends to like upper, we will say upper abdominal cavity, right? Or you can say that the more specifically, if you want to say that, like more accurately, we'll say that it starts from like, it's below cricoid cartilage. So it starts from the below cricoid cartilage, or you can say this as from the bottom side of cricoid cartilage. Like it starts from the bottom side of cricoid cartilage. Now what is cricoid cartilage? Cricoid cartilage is actually a ring-like cartilage of the larynx. So after larynx, like from that larynx side, trachea will open. Like from the other side, like if you can imagine diagram 2, it is given over here. Yes, okay, here it is given. Let me show you this. Okay, here you can see this, right? Okay, here this is, okay, I have covered this. Okay, this here it is larynx, like, and here in larynx we are having basically the cricoid cartilage, right? And after that, from the bottom side of cricoid cartilage, this esophagus has been started. So accurately you can also say that it starts from the bottom side of the cricoid cartilage. Now if we talk about the anatomically, right, so we know that we are having 33 vertebrae. We are having 33 vertebrae, right? So let's look at them. This is your vertebral column. Consider this is your vertebral column, right? So over here you can see, first we are having the cervical region, where we are having 7 vertebrae, right? Then we have thoracic region, where we have almost 12 vertebrae. Then we are having lumbar is there, which is having 5 vertebrae. Then we are having cervical, then we are having cervical, it is also having 5. And in the last here, like, which is also known as your tailbone, coccyx bone, right? Here we are having basically 4 vertebrae, like, and total if we count they are 33 total, right? So where your esophagus actually starts, you have to just remember, like, it's an easy tip to remember. You have to just remember the word second last, right? How? Okay, let me explain you how. So as you can see over here, this is C7 and to the C6, it's and to T11, it starts from C6 to T11. The esophagus is like starts from C6 to T11 is your esophagus. This is your esophagus, which starts from C6 to T11. Okay, and here, like at T10, your diaphragm is present. Where should I write this? Your, like at T10, your diaphragm is present, so it slits your diaphragm. So this actually slits your diaphragm. So I hope this is clear to you that it starts from C6 and ends to T11, and at T10 your diaphragm is present, right? So now let's talk about the 2 sphincters which are present. Like here we talk about 2 sphincters which are present in your esophagus. The first is upper sphincter, or you can say this as superior esophageal sphincter, right? You can say this too. So upper sphincter or superior esophageal sphincter. So mostly when we are not eating, like when we are not eating anything, this is closed, or you can say it is contracted. When you are not eating anything, this is contracted so that air does not pass to your esophagus, because the air passageway is trachea, not esophagus, right? So it is contracted. It does not allow air to pass through it. It does not allow air to pass through it, right? This superior esophageal sphincter, right? And it is totally controlled by your autonomic nervous system. It is controlled by your autonomic nervous system. Basically, if I'll talk about, it is controlled by the nerve. If we talk about the nerve, I will say you the nerve is vagus nerve, right? The vagus nerve controls this contraction and the relaxation of the sphincters of esophagus, right? Now let's talk about The second sphincter, which is lower esophageal sphincter, right? Lower esophageal sphincter, or you can say this as cardiac sphincter. Why we are saying this is a cardiac sphincter? Because it is present on the left side, and it is present on the left, like it is closest to the heart, and something which is closest to heart or is on in the heart, we name that as thing is a cardiac, like it's a word for the heart, right? So we say this, it is a cardiac sphincter, right? And it remains contracted. Yeah, it remains contracted when you are not eating something, when you are not eating something. Okay, why does it remains contracted all the time? Because it helps, like it stops the acidic and reflux. Basically, let me show you this. Okay, consider this is the esophagus, and after esophagus we are having this stomach, right? So my drawing is not good. So here we are having the upper sphincter, and here we are having lower sphincter, or the cardiac, or you can say this as cardiac sphincter. So from here, obviously this is stomach, right? And here it is made up of acidic content. It contains HCl. So it stops from the acidic reflux, like maybe there is a condition in which the acidic content goes upwards, so it stops from that, right? This stops us from the acidic reflux. Now, okay, what's another work of this sphincter? That it pushes food inside stomach, right? And when we're eating something, it gets relaxed. Like obviously it had to pass the food inside the stomach, that's why. Now if we are like it stops, like I talked about the acidic reflux, it stops the bolus to move upward. It stops the bolus to move the opposite direction. It does not let your bolus to move in opposite direction. It lets your bolus to come inside the stomach, not go upward, or it also resists from the vomiting and all that condition. So I hope the sphincters are clear to you, the cardiac sphincter and the upper sphincter or superior esophageal sphincter, right? And the location of the esophagus too. So now in my next video, we'll be talking about the muscles of esophagus.